welcome back everyone. Here we are through 2 days worth of building on our puppet theater. Got progress made on our side walls, and somebody in the comments did more. This was the dormouse, which as soon as I read it I remembered, yeah, I do remember a dormouse in Alice in Wonderland, so it all connects now. But so thanks for that comment. But there we go. Like I say, making good progress on it. If you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models and having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. Really liked the flowers and everything that came on this kit, especially since I didn't have to make them. So that makes them much better. I think they still included a few extra butterflies. I don't think we're going to use any more. I'm sort of scanning through the instructions, so I may put the rest of these little crystal butterflies around. I think, like I said, I hadn't noticed any other ones, so I think that might be cool because they're sort of, may not show on here, but they are sort of sparkly. But first thing I'm going to do is wrangle these wires into this little bracket here. I'm going to get, of course that means the old hot glue gun. So just want to make it a little more secure there. So I'm just going to try and grab all the wires and sort of push them up and out a little bit. Get my glue dab on there, and then hopefully pull those wires into the glue and get them all to cooperate with me. And get them, sort of in place. Seems to be fairly cooperative there. Oh, forgot more light. It was sort of flopping around everywhere, so it's like I missed one, but I think the rest of them are going to stay. I guess I could put another bit on top here, maybe. This sort of, as long as I'm clear of the top of my, or the bottom of this little dip there, I should be good. Which looks like the wires are going to be the issue, if there's any issue on that. We're going over that bracket, doesn't seem like they wanted to go down into it. But I think they'll be, we can force them in, so I think that'll end up being alright when it's all said and done. So I just wanted to do that a little bit before I went any further. I'll push my bracket back up there. Yeah, alright, so that little bit out of the way, we can proceed on to today's work. Let me find a good place to stow these while I work on it. There we go. Alright, so we're ready for step 8. Yeah, step 8. So that's our back wall. Fair amount of pieces to it. So see if I can get them all in frame. A couple of the bigger ones, but not the most I've ever had in a piece, but definitely some. Alright, and let's see. I think they're all sort of lined up there. We're ready to go with 13, 14, and 15, which 13, 15, and 14. I did label those for my own personal use. They go here, here, and here. So 13, go here, 15, over here. Okay, we're supposed to, okay, oh, I think I got them. They are slightly directional on the, you can barely see it there, but I want them leaning that way. So that one, I think. And 14 should be at the top, right? Yeah. And I think this one shows the least, but I think the rest, yeah, you can sort of see the slant. I think it's a little bit better there, but I think that's right. It's hard to tell. It's a very subtle slope on there, but that's, I imagine it'll show when we try and start putting the next pieces on, which our big mushroom door frame goes on there. Okay, that seems, yeah, this must be right, because it seems pretty solid all the way across. And we got, so you can definitely see the slope on the bottom there. So, okay, I feel pretty good about that now. And our circles top, back to spacers. They are directional. They won't go one way, they will go the other. I don't think I need to glue them in, because like I say, these are going to be pressed in on top of it here. Yeah, so it creates that depth going into our little entryway. I don't know if that's the looking glass hole or not. There were two Alice books, weren't there? There's Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. I think that seemed, in my head that seems right. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've even thought about Alice in Wonderland, to be honest. Okay, now these are tins. I go in here and no, that's not. That's the wrong sized hole for that. There's another one of them. It is this one. Okay, so it's there and there. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll find out when, if this one fits in the slots when we put them in. And then we glue in our ace of hearts in first. Go in up there, so okay. I like the B7000 for these pieces. Just gives us a couple of minutes of adjustment time. Also time for me to goof it up. But more adjustment time than goof up time. Oop, no, that one. A little swizz around there. Rub the glue out and get you. And up there. Looks pretty tight there. I think. Well, no matter how I adjust it, there's always going to be a small gap, so I think that's expected. So we're going to be from. This is the. Actually, this is the back side, so it's probably going to be all the stuff we got going on in front of it here. I think is going to be barely visible here. So I'm going to go try and get it down and over, because I'm going to have a roof on top of it, so that top angle is probably not going to be as visible. Try and get rid of these lines over here. This glue's already getting sticky. Okay. That's where I'm going to settle with it. Now, I'll say these two go on here and here. In theory. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Two different cards for Ace of Hearts. I think this should probably be Queen on this one, don't y'all? Doesn't that look like a face? 11 and 12, I think, yeah, I marked the 12s. They're different enough where I probably could have figured that out. 11 top there. All right. 12 and 12. And maybe we should line up these. I think I'm going to put a dab of glue on the shoulders of this one because that was really loose. Just barely touch it just to tack it in place more than anything. Okay, the clock does go on here, so maybe that'll hold it on. Just saw that. That makes sense, but gotta put our face ring around it. You can see where the stain soaks in when I color the sides a little bit. I think I'm going to go all the way around. Just try and spread it a little bit all the way around. Not uniform or anything. But in, spin to get the glue spread. Looking good. Alarm clock goes on here. Just be staying in place on that ring, so that's good. I don't want to mess with it, but I want to mess with it too. Now I'm seeing which part's visible on this. I'm going to line that one up in the top a little better. But now supposedly this is where we put more of our folded butterflies. But like I said, I'm not feeling those, so let me grab those other little butterflies. Got a few of them left. I'm just going to spread the rest of these flowers and butterflies here. Those things I was sort of wanting to hang on to them for some future project, but everything I do that with I never use them on, so I'm just going to go ahead and use them now. Obviously, I need to put, I think I'll put the flowers over these things because they're opaque and they'll cover it. Just a little hidiness. And then maybe our butterflies can go on the ones on the door. I'll do one little one here. Butterflies here. Sideways butterfly. And the last two. More exposed. Oh, I need one right there on our clock. And the last flower. It's a white one, so I'll put it here on this with this other white one. Okay. I stand by that decision. I think that's going to help. Like I say, it'll sort of obscure everything. I think that looks a whole lot better than those folded butterflies that I couldn't get to line up at all. Especially, these are going to be more prominently directly in front of us. Of course, it's going to have a puppet in front of it too, so could go either way, but I think this is the way to go. for me anyway. Your mileage may vary. Alright, set you aside, let you dry. We'll start building us some more little bits. The next few bits should be pretty rapid fire and a lot of glue intensive. But okay, so just get our Mad Hatter hat going. So one here and one about there. And I'm way too far away from this for y'all, ain't I? Which one goes? Big one on top. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a sign of some sort, but they did not include signage. That looks sort of like an arrow. I think it's. And that is all we got for step 9. Oh, wait a second, I actually missed a couple. I stopped halfway. H. Yep, I'm supposed to get 2 more of these guys on there. I picked these little files up. I think the first time I found something like this was actually I bought a model building kit, like an old car model building kit. It had a bunch of this type of stuff in it, and files and the plastic snips and everything, and it was really turned out to be a really handy little kit. So I'm glad I got it, but I haven't actually used it to build a car model yet. I picked one up last year, just never got around to trying it on here. I think it would probably work good. Old car my dad used to have when he was a kid. I say a kid, he got it when he went out to the army in Oklahoma. Heard hundreds of stories about it, and I know it's one he appreciates. He actually had one for a little while, but you know, let's see, I guess, when did he have that? I guess that was about, I think he sold that in like 07 or 08. He got it and never drove it, so he sold it, and then he immediately wanted it back, of course. He said it wasn't just right, but it was close enough that he enjoyed it, and that's his favorite car, so I found a model of it. I picked it up and just never got around to. That'll probably be something to do off the channel if I ever have time. Okay, now that's how that's supposed to look. Alright, set you up there. And got another rabbit. And he's just got his fancy umbrella. Oh, well, that's a cool effect where make it look like the umbrella's tilted, like, yeah. Cover his ears up to make it that depth. Oh, cool. I like that. And we're up to step 10 now. I missed the stain mark on that one. Probably do it. I'll hit it after the glue dries. not going to line up perfectly. Especially if I keep messing with it. There we go. Alright. To the side and on to 11. All glue in pieces now. The late rabbit. Okay. His pocket watch lined up pretty good. That's all there is for him. Finally starting to make some progress. And I guess this must be the Cheshire Cat. Like I said, they always showed him as a black and white cat. And, you know, the books and movies I saw. Get closer to the middle. Putting his... Didn't the Cheshire Cat supposed to have a necktie? And that cat is not smiling. I do remember you can't trust a smiling cat. Alright, got his coat all situated. Well, that one was easy enough. And that was 12, their coat. On to 13, which is our base plate. I need a little more room for it. Got quite a few pieces on it, and most of the stuff we built tonight goes on here too. If not, I think all the stuff that we built tonight goes on here. Oh, well, I get to put it on first anyway, so let's get here. Am I right side up? Yeah, that's supposed to go. A little more. Okay, got to do some shaving on that one. Double check. Yep, there's another one up here from those two, so is that the right? No, it's not. That's the problem. That's the wrong cutout. Where do you go? Oh, there it goes. Didn't realize the silhouette was wrong with the weeds on the left side. I bet you're loose. Just a couple of dabs of glue on the ends, I think, just to keep them away from the... Make sure you stay where we want you to be. And Mad Hatter, who hadn't quite been long enough for me to start messing with that one yet. Yeah, let me let that glue dry on our, oops, on our, 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 give that another 5 or 10 minutes on those before I start fiddling around with them. So we'll do that, and I'll come back and we'll get this all situated together. Okay, that's had a few more minutes to dry, so I feel a little bit better handling them now. Seems to be a little wobbly on that, but I think it'll stay up where it's supposed to be. This one goes into here. Classic chance for me to break a little piece. I put pressure on the top. There we go. Then this mushroom goes back here. Pretty snug, and the one I was trying to place here earlier goes over here. Yeah, it feels I'm gonna hit that with the glue too. Just play it safe. It's not loose per se, but I think it's loose enough where I want to reinforce it. Just barely touching it. And taller mushroom goes in front of our Mad Hatter here. And our late rabbit goes into this one. Actually has 1 foot in the air, so he's running late, so he's ready to make a run for it. May not show on there, but maybe see from the back. Got a little gap there. Now, that batch of mushrooms is here. King of, I think that's supposed to be a club. The back one's club. Well, they're not labeling the cards right. I believe that's the king, but that appears to be the queen. But still, yeah. I think that's translation error. There anyway. There we go. Looking, yeah, getting a little cluttered, but I think it still works. Now, our cat is here. We want to wobble to get him in place. Seems like getting plenty of creatures and critters and who-dads and who's-its and what's-its in there. And pumpkin. Here. Then our fence posts go across the front. Yep, interior. Okay, and those are snug. They're not going to need any backup. Oops. I forgot. Oh. I forgot our tree trunk goes here, and our gentlemanly rabbit supposedly goes straight through our cog and then into there. I'm going to go ahead and put a preliminary drop of glue. It's right in the middle here. Not enough to actually hold it in, but it'll definitely tack it in place, make sure things stay where we want them to stay. Unless I drop it. Okay. Alright. So there's our floor. I think. It's gonna be very disappointing if they hang from the ceiling like this. but it is Wonderland, so that's not out of the question. Alright, yeah. Pretty cool little. And then how's our back wall looking? I think it should be about ready to go there. Yeah, I'm feeling that one. Yeah. Let's see, and this stage is going to go over here when it's all said and done. I don't know, stage, hat box, whatever, make sure everything. Do a dry fit maybe. This appears to be interference with this mushroom. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that. Of course I use the hot glue on that too, so it should pop off. Oh, no major drama, I hope. Yeah. Secure, easy to fix too. I'm actually glad I did that now, so I want to make sure I get you over here. Now our flower is going to be gotta go too, so let me just twist it off. So I'm gonna move this all the way up there. It's almost touching our hat. Just make sure I got good clearance on it. Hot glue worked last time, so I'll stick with it. A little extra. That should be okay. Yeah, I'll put it up there, sort of cover up our little notch there. That should give us plenty of clearance. And then where I want to replace my flower back to. With the flower right there on top of our little sign. It speaks to me. Right there. This is our back wall, so it's everything. This is it'll be the visible side, so it's, yeah. Okay, so now got a little crooked on the mushroom. That should be all right. Like I say, it's the back, so this is going to go in. Dry fit now. Yeah, everything gets passed. Okay. So that should be good for that. Like I said, I'm glad I discovered that today rather than tomorrow, or whenever I tried to put it in. That might have been a panic-inducing moment. Where's my other wall at? Okay. So let's see, widen it on out here. So that's our, and walls, and the floor right down there. No. Oh. There's only one notch here. I thought maybe there's something. Oh, it goes in right there. Okay, it goes in. Doesn't go on the bottom. It goes here. So yeah, that's going to be a nice, busy, but I think it'll be a good. Yeah. Everything seems to be good clearance and everything on it, so I'm feeling that. All right, but that's going to be enough for tonight. I think we'll finish up tomorrow. Maybe do an extra, little bit long one, so to wrap it up, get everything in place and done. Because I think this doesn't seem like it should be more than a 4-day build. It's it's quick progress. Just boom, 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 boom. Of course, tomorrow is going to be a little more technical, so we'll see how it goes when I start assembling our marionette. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel over there where I do experiments a couple times a month. Down here, we got what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is going to be the playlist for this whole build. See you tomorrow.